So I'm sitting here at 7:58 and I'm like, because just like that, I mean, perfection. I always can watch every single morning, 7:58, right over here, the national anthem starts playing. And when that clock clicks 8 o'clock on the dot, it ends. And I mean, Diane's timing. So your alarm clock didn't go off. Not this morning because you've been there, but you have a starter clock that tells you start the, so it didn't go off. And we're a couple minutes, nothing major, just a couple minutes behind. Now I'm wondering if that's a sign of what could happen throughout the week. Just wondering. Anyhow, it's not a big deal. I just thought I'd say something. Hi, how are you? Did you have a good weekend? Diane, you better get ready because a lot of rain is coming our way. I understand. That's what Rodney said this morning. I'll show you in a little bit. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I had a good weekend. My aunt died last week, 90 years old. Good. I mean, 90 years old, right? But I went to North Carolina Saturday and I spent Saturday, sad that my aunt died, but I spent Saturday with a lot of cousins, cousins from Michigan, cousins. It was really an enjoyable Saturday. It's not a hard drive up in the mountains. Avery County, North Carolina. Go right through Mitchell County and then Avery County in the mountains. It's not a hard drive, but I went up there Saturday. And I went right by, I'm going up North Carolina. Give me number 65. I look over to the right. I'm almost to Waynesville. If you don't know where this is and you're out there from sea to shining sea, God bless you. Thank you for being here this morning. All over the world, we have international viewers. But I'm going up, and on the right-hand side, I see this big, cannabis leaf. I'm going to Smoky Mountain Parkway. If you've ever been up to Smoky Mountain Parkway, I'm going up that way towards Asheville, 40, Waynesville. And on the right-hand side of the highway, this cannabis leaf, and the place is called the Blue Hippie. I looked over, the Blue Hippie. So I come home and I'm like, they have all the gummies. They have gummy. Now your dog could share a cannabis afternoon with you. I'm just saying, you can sit over and look at your dog and make a judgment. Yo, Rex, just how stoned are you? I'm sorry. It wasn't that. But I mean, I'm like, where are we at here? So anyhow, so the Blue Hippie, I was like, okay, all right, I'll take that. And then I come home and I'm reading some articles in 91. Give me number 91. The Blue Hippie. I was like, okay, all right. Trump may be mulling marijuana, Mary Jane laws. So, anyhow, so Saturday I got to see the Blue Hippie. There you go. Now, 101. Now, Trump is going to meet with Vladimir Putin. He's going to meet with Vladimir Putin in Alaska Friday. He is all tears. He's crying. Ukrainians will not gift their land to the occupier. Vladimir Zelensky. Look here, guy, let me get a direct message to him. You're not invited Friday because they're working out the unconditional surrender. You lost, all right? Yes. You lost, okay? So we're working out the unconditional surrender. Hold on here. Make sure I just a second. Give me number. So he's not going Friday. Can you give me number video 17?
Excuse me. That was with Obama. Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
You don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. Without us, you have no cards. With me, I can go up there to Alaska. I can sit down with Putin and say, look, you've pushed me as far as you're going to go. He is not going to be there Friday. I will look you in the eye right now and tell you that on Friday in Alaska, if Vladimir Putin is told he has to sit down with him, Vladimir Putin will not show up. I'm just going to say it's not going to happen, okay? Sorry, I got to write something down. So we'll talk about that a little later, an unconditional surrender taking place Friday. Ukraine wants security guarantees. I told you the other day, the fact that Poland has a new president, Poland and Trump, the president of Poland and Donald J. Trump, our president, get along quite well. There'll be some deals made concerning the no NATO. Ukraine's not going into NATO. Putin doesn't want a 30-day ceasefire just so the U.S. could push weapons over to NATO and the EU can push them up into Ukraine. So right now, the last time Ukraine has done anything significant is the sneak attack, right? The sneak attack that they claim they pulled off all by themselves. But you remember that had airtime. That sneak attack that Ukraine pulled had airtime for 48 hours. We did not see a lot of news on casualties, loss. It did not slow Russia down. Every time there was a meeting, Putin intensified his strikes on Kiev. So this guy right here, they have no firepower. They have no military. It's depleted. Their infrastructure is demolished for the most part. He has no cards. Bottom line. And Putin is not going to give the U.S. and NATO and the EU 30 days. I don't see it, to just push more equipment in there without a deal. Now, if there's a security deal inside Ukraine, it will come with normalizing relations with the United States. So we're going to talk about that a little more in the show, but I've told you all along, Putin, this is not a spur of the moment thing. This is when they got everything ready. This is totally my opinion. Donald Trump said you got 60 days or 50 days. Then he went all of a sudden to 10. You do not meet a leader in just 5 days, you just don't do it. This stuff has been laid out in advance. We have had teams, all right? Ukraine lost the war long ago. The war did not end on day one as Trump promised, but on day one, as soon as Marco Rubio got sworn in, they started working with teams all across Europe, meeting with Russians, not just Ukraine, Russians, our State Department, on normalizing relations and how everything will work. My opinion is they come out of there Friday with a deal to normalize relations, lift sanctions, Trump go and tell, say, hey, we want them back in the G8. I don't know. Trump says they're going to give up land. He said, no, they're not going to gift their land to occupiers. I don't know what he quite understands, if he quite understands the rules of war. Russia won. So take that down. We'll get into it a little later. Throughout the show, we're going to talk about the redistricting in Texas. J.D. Vance said exactly, there's little pieces of everything we laid out on the show. We have done the most extensive last week, ever since the Democrats left and went to the communist state of Illinois, or the socialist, or whatever you want to call it, with Pritzker, and they went to New York, and they're in hiding with George Soros' money from Beto O'Rourke. Is that his name? But ever since the Democrat, they fled Texas. Fled Texas? I don't know. I'm on a roll. It's Monday. So ever since they left Texas, there's a warrant out for their arrest, but redistricting has been top of the discussion in the middle of the decade. And we have done very extensive work here, deep, all week long last week. I'm going to show you some things that, some words that come up on videos that match everything we said that's coming our way. We do not want nationalized, do not want a national, nonpartisan redistricting federal committee. We do not. One more time, if you just got here. We do not want federal redistricting committee, nonpartisan committee to draw our congressional lines. Don't want to do it. All right. We already have judges that have redrawn lines. We lost 3 seats in Pennsylvania. So let me have this, Diane. Give me a couple. We're going to take a break. Do you know this young lady here, number 40? We have the Georgia Hour coming up. The Georgia Hour. And I don't know. This may be a very nice young lady, but well, first of all, hold on. If you're out there nationally, you got to get the whole feel of this. Give me number, I thought I had it here. Yeah, give me number 8. So if you're out there in California and you're tuned in, or anywhere in the US of A or around the world, I'm in Georgia. And this is our governors, plural governors. We have 2 governors. All right. How do I put this? Diane, just send me a text and tell me if I pulled this off okay, or if I'm in trouble, because I think you know how this will land. I thought about running for governor. I really did. I thought about running for governor of Georgia, but I started looking at the responsibilities, what all you're responsible for. And then although I don't mind spending time with my wife, I know how this might sound. I'm not going to go too deep, but I don't mind spending time with my wife. I like my safe space, Call me whatever you want. I got a little safe space, cheap cigar, my music. But that being said, but I was looking at the criteria, and when I noticed one of the requirements to be governor of Georgia is you had to spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You couldn't even sneak out of the house to get a beer with your friends. You couldn't go down to the local pool hall and shoot a game. You couldn't. Nowhere. You had to spend, if you're the governor of Georgia, this is what I understand, you have to spend 24 hours a day with your wife nonstop, 7 days a week. And I said, whoa, I'm not running for governor. I backed out. So we have two governors. Actually, Marty Kemp is the governor of Georgia. That's how the week's going to start. That's how it's going to start. And this would be the famous girls. Nice ladies. I'm not. No. It's Brian, Marty, and the girls. You will see that in the lines all the time. So there you go. That's our governors, Brian Kemp, Marty Kemp, Amy Porter. I don't know the other two young ladies' name quite like I know Amy Porter. So take that down. Now, in the Georgia hour, do you know this young lady here? Nice young lady, number 40. I'm guessing, don't attack me right out of the box, but I'm thinking she's 23. And I'm getting enough phone calls that I feel good that she can, I'm hearing she could make millions in the upcoming U.S. Senate race, working in the donation side, the donor side of the Derek Dooley campaign for Senate. Just take that down. Georgia hour. Now, I know we talk about Nancy all the time. I get it. Now, I want 32 and then 36, and we'll cover it a little more in a minute. 32. We talk about Nancy Pelosi. I got it. But Trump slams discussing the degenerate who beat every hedge fund as most suspicious trades by politicians are revealed. Capital gains. Give me number 36. You know, Marjorie has become a very wealthy person. Very wealthy. I mean, she is. Marjorie has become a very wealthy person. Just saying. We'll discuss that later. Wow. All right, so let's see. We got to take that down. I want to come back. I want to talk about the redistricting, some of the things we brought up. Starting tonight, now we have the Georgia hour, but I just want to put this out here. Starting tonight, number 12. All right, this is the Georgia Republican Party. We had, I don't know where you're at out there listening, maybe Wyoming. I got some good friends out there, but wherever you're at in the US of A, your state Republican Party. All right. And the reason we bring this up is the RNC. The RNC is the vehicle we drive to work to get Republicans elected, right? Our party, the Republican Party. Well, in Georgia, our RNC state committee woman for Georgia is Amy Kramer. And Amy Kramer, the August, the summer RNC meeting will be in Atlanta, the 19th and 22nd. If you're out there anywhere in the United States, our passed in June, our state convention for all of our state officers and everything was rigged. Was rigged. Bottom line. This has nothing to do with the candidates, win, loss. Everything was rigged. We'll go into it a little more at the 10 o'clock hour. We're trying to win 2026. Now, Michael Whatley running for Senate in North Carolina. That'll be the end of his term. He's a lame duck. When Joe Gruder, give me number, is that his name? Number 67. He will be elected the RNC chair right here in Atlanta next week, right? Next week. And Joe Gruder, he's a state senator. There's his phone number. There's his address, everything in Florida. He is not the tied to the hip with Josh McCoon in Georgia, our GOP chair. We're trying to put together letters that Amy Kramer could give Joe Gruder saying, we got a problem here in Georgia. There's a lot to scratch your... I mean, I'm hearing pundits say, Brian Kemp putting Derek Dooley in the race for U.S. Senate. Everybody's scratching their head. 10 o'clock, the Georgia hour. Take that down. We'll talk about scratching your head at 10 o'clock. So, see what else I have here that may be available. How about this? I got to go to break. What say you? Number 98. What say you? What say you? Number 98. Major League Baseball, a woman umpire. What say you? And then, you know what they say, a mug 99 that only a mother could love? Right? That's Petunia. Petunia won the ugliest dog contest. Take a break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
We're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. We're on Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Hi, Diane. 8 to 10 a.m. We cover national politics. We cover national politics that involves international issues that are going on. Let's see what else. At 10 o'clock, we have a show that we call the Georgia Hour. Well, that's the name of it. It's not what we call it. It's just name of it's the Georgia Hour. So, that being said, now, I listen to the deep state corporate corrupt media for a lot of different angles on what direction they're going in. And I will tell you this. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. You know, I'm going to talk about this a little later. Kids are not even paranoid anymore, right? They're not paranoid. I'll explain. But I'm nervous that the Texas redistricting is an attempt, and it's masking national, federal, nonpartisan, no more gerrymandering. Wouldn't this be great? Committee. And look, we talked about this the other day. Diane, give me number one. In the last, We're going to talk about Texas for a minute because they're still on the run. Democrats are still on the run. But in the last census, the Supreme Court blocked President Trump's attempt to add citizenship question to the 2020 census. All right? They blocked it. So in 2020, when we redistricting around the country, and every state had to deal with it different, depending on their population. Georgia we had a lot of difficulty drawing our lines because we're right there from going from 14 districts to 15, and we will, odds are we're going to go to 15 districts in 2030. But that being said, we've talked about this. We laid the groundwork. No matter what you hear out there, the floodgates were open for this today. Now, if you think, and maybe it's a win-win, but if you think the floodgates were opened across the border so we could have someone to pick a watermelon, if you think the floodgates were open to come across the border so we could have someone wash dishes at a restaurant, cut grass, okay, if that's what you think. But the reason there was months where there was reports, and they weren't really accurate, reports of 263,000, and now that we cheer, it's zero. No one came through the Darien Gap. Well, I didn't even know where the Darien Gap lies and what it is and anything about it until the Biden administration. I really didn't care. I didn't get up in the morning wanting to know what's happening down at the Darien Gap today, but I learned everything about it. I learned about the Chinese men, the camps there, right? The caravans across Mexico to the border. So we have settled on 20, 30,000, I don't know, that came across. We want the largest deportation. We want the largest deportation in history. We have people yelling that if we deport all of them, we then can't pick a watermelon. I want to know just what exactly happened back when Trump left office in 2019, that watermelon versus this watermelon. How many more people do I need to come across the border to get the watermelon? Did I say watermelon enough? Plenty of times. But you understand what I'm saying? So it's not going to be the most drastic thing that's happened to this country if we remove the 30 million that came into this country in the last 4 years. We just go back to the people that were doing things 4 years ago. Maybe we need a handful of them. We'll discuss that at a different time. Maybe we do need some, not 30 million. So the floodgates were open. They're shut now. They're closed. The border is closed. Great. We have enough money in the budget for the border agents. We are looking at all out. We put a $50 million bounty. The bounty hunter dog, Dwayne Chapman, the dog is probably hunting Maduro. Is that his name down in Venezuela? Mexico's worried that at any time we're going to send troops into Mexico across the border to go to war with the cartels. We have labeled them terrorist organizations, all the above. Good. But this is the reason they're in here. It's because if we can make it, if they can make it to 2030, the Supreme Court, are we going to be able to go through these apartment projects and say, all right, how many in the house? 12? Okay. Well, local authorities say you can have 3 in this apartment, so you're up to 12? Yeah, okay, none of my business. You can't say, are you a citizen, blah, 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 were you born? Taken off the census. Can't ask. This is exactly why we are here today. Now, I think J.D. Vance hit it out of the park this weekend. Vice President J.D. Vance, give me video 14.
Yeah, so another crazy thing that I had no idea about, but everybody, even Democrats actually admit this, that the census in 2020 had a major statistical error. And what that meant is that you actually undercounted a few states that are Republican, like Florida and Ohio. You overcounted some blue states. And so what I understand, if you actually did the census anew right now, you would have 10 additional Republican seats and 9 fewer Democrat seats. And really what we're living with, Maria, is the consequence of 40 years of institutional control in the Democratic Party. These guys have fought very dirty for a very long time, and they haven't just won elections and enacted laws that we may not agree with. They have tried to rig the game for Democrats and against Republicans. And thankfully, under President Trump's leadership, you finally see some spine. You finally see some backbone in the Republican Party to fight back against these very aggressive Democratic dirty tricks. But the only way for us to do it is to actually go and do the hard work to reset the scales a little bit. What we want to do is redo the census, but importantly, we want to redistrict some of these red states, and we want to make the congressional apportionment fair in this country. Again, you cannot do it unless Republicans actually take some very decisive action in the months to come. We think they will, and we're obviously supporting them every step of the way.
But do you worry that as Republicans do that, the Democrat blue states are going to do the same thing, and then you'll have redistricting in California, New Jersey, and so on?
You know, Maria, there's just not a whole lot of juice left out of that lemon. The Democrats have already gone as far as they possibly can. Let me give you a crazy statistic. So I believe that it's in New Jersey, Illinois, New York, California, and there's one other Democrat state where you take those 5 states, you have a large number of Democrat representatives. But here's the crazy statistic. President Trump won 43% of those 5 states, and Democrats have something like 85% of the representatives out of those states. You cannot gerrymander these far left states anymore, and that's the whole point. We have unilaterally disarmed in the Republican Party. We have said to the Democrats, if you want to rig the game in your favor in blue states, go ahead. We're going to do nothing to fight back against it. That's crazy. It makes it harder for us to pass our agenda. It makes it harder for us to win elections. And most importantly, it gives Democrats this ability to run roughshod over the country without any pushback from the American people. The democratic system in this country is broken because who you vote for doesn't necessarily get reflected in who your representatives are. We're just trying to rebalance the scales and, frankly, push back against a very unfair system created by the Democrats.
Okay, so he lays out their statistical errors in 2020, right? Now, everything is a setup. Everything is a setup. Statistical errors. What else? 2020. COVID, right? What else? 2020. Steal an election, right? So he tells you there's statistical errors. The counting was done incorrectly. Okay? Census is counted incorrectly. Election is counted incorrectly. Should it be the year of incorrectly? So, that being said, well, we have statistical errors. And if you look at all the states and you actually, look at the census of 2020, but what happened in 2020? This is why the fight has to be now to save any chance of Republicans. You continue to think, or you're told, we could lose 2026. And Democrats have been redistricting and planning redistricting and have had their legal teams focused on redistricting all through the states, right? They have blue states have gotten every bit of juice. Give me video 16.
I do want to look at the map of Illinois. Let's take a look at this. Despite President Trump winning 44% of the statewide vote in 2024, Republicans hold only 3 of Illinois' 17 districts. These districts seem to be designed to maximize Democratic advantage. What do you say to those who argue that it's hypocritical for you to criticize Texas for partisanship when your state also drew maps to boost your party's standing?
Well, remember that what Texas is trying to do is, again, violate the Voting Rights Act. We didn't. We held public hearings, legislative hearings. People attended them. They spoke out. There was a map that was put out. There were actually changes made to the map. And a map was passed. And it was done at the end of the census, the decennial census. So that's how it's done in this country. You talked about how rare it is to do what he's doing. Yes, it is. What's even rarer is to do it at the behest of the President of the United States, who's clearly attempting to and says that he deserves to have 5 more seats. He's wrong.
All right, so he doesn't answer the question. Illinois went 44%. And Republicans only have 3 out of 17 seats out of the state of Illinois. And he knows that. They're arguing about gerrymandering, knowing what they did to California, knowing what they did to Illinois, knowing what they've done to New Jersey, and so forth. And everything right now is about we cannot wait till 2030. We cannot wait till 2030. This battle has to come out. My fear, I told you, is I don't want I do not want federal nonpartisan redistricting committees across the country, because there's already states that are doing that, and this is the discussion. So how do you solve this problem? How do you solve the problem in Illinois having 3 Republican seats to 17? How do you solve that? Now, here's the one with J.D. Vance. Video 10.
So California has way more House seats than it should because they have such a high population of illegal aliens. So they get rewarded for welcoming illegal aliens into their state, giving them federal benefits, actually asking the taxpayers of states like Ohio to subsidize them. And then those same taxpayers in Ohio and Indiana and elsewhere, they have fewer congressional representatives because of what California has allowed to happen. That's ridiculously unfair. And the only real way to fight back against it is for us to redistrict in some ways as aggressively as these hard blue states have done.
Diane, give me number let's see, give me number 13. Exactly, California. Illegals. They count them. You heard that yourself. Now you got 30 million. What pockets are they pushing those in? The population per congressional district in the United States averages 761,169 people. This number can fluctuate slightly based on the state and specific district boundaries, but it generally represents the approximate number of constituents and each U.S. representative is elected to serve. All right. Now give me number 14. So 30 million. Some say 60, some say 10. All right. But let's just use 30 million. And we're going to divide it by 761,169 people. That is the average of a congressional district in America. And go to the next one, number 15. Right? That would be almost 39 and a half new districts. Almost 39 and a half new districts in this country. So, I'm going to give you this. Racial, it's coming down. I want to give you a couple things. I don't think I've ever played Jasmine Crockett, but pay attention to what she's about to say, whether it's irrelevant and she doesn't have the brain cells, whatever. But racial redistricting. Video 2.
Something by Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. She used to serve there in the state legislature in Texas, now a rep here in Washington. She says this is about race. Here's what she says.
Right now, African Americans are only going to have 1/5 of the voting power that they should have in the state of Texas under this map. And we know that our Latino brothers and sisters will only have 1/3 of the voting power. And frankly, Asians, which tend to be one of the fastest growing demographics in the state of Texas, have literally no power.
So what about that accusation?
Well, first of all, it would not be a day that ends with the letter Y if Jasmine Crockett didn't say something racist. But second, her facts are.
Okay, I get it. You know, she said something racist. I get that. Her facts are wrong. I get that. But what did I tell you last week? Let's just throw this in here. Give me video 6.
The law has been stripped of many of its protections. Now, a Supreme Court case over Louisiana's congressional maps could test just how much of that safeguard still stands. Days after his march from Selma to Montgomery, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. joined Meet the Press to speak about the urgency of expanding the right to vote.
Right. Louisiana, I told you last week, put that on the study. Racial maps. Louisiana's at the Supreme Court. They have a case right now. All right. The racial maps. And the last maps in Georgia, we had to redraw them twice. A judge said, if you don't draw them the way I have to accept your map, or I will draw the map. We are up now that judges can ask Pennsylvania, ask my good friends in Pennsylvania if the judges will not draw your map. And they will. In Georgia, the judge said, you present me a map that racially represents the 37% population of blacks in Georgia or something like that in congressional districts, or I will draw the map. This is all coming down to 2030. This is all coming down to 10 million if you want to go 10, 20, 30 million people in here. They're somewhere. They will be counted. This is not about the border being closed. Thank God it's closed. But now, racially divided maps. Governor of New York, Hochul, video 3.
By the people back in 2014. It sets restrictions on when and how you can redistrict. This is what Congressman Mike Lawler, who obviously could be at danger of losing his seat, here's what he says about that.
The voters certified this at the ballot box. They wanted an independent redistricting commission. They do not want partisan gerrymandering, and they do not want it done in a mid-decade redistricting. The Democrats, who oftentimes lecture everybody about upholding democracy, should abide by the state constitution.
The state of New York has an independent redistricting committee. He's a Republican in New York. They would have to go back to their state constitution to try to redistrict in New York. But did you hear what he said? The state of New York has an independent redistricting committee. Now, he is a Republican that's thankful for that in New York, or he doesn't feel his district would exist. Now, this is interesting. The only thing Pritzker from Illinois could say, is, well, Donald's a cheater. But he gets an F, video 4.
The country, and he knows he's going to lose the Congress in 2026. That's why he's going to his allies and hoping that they can save him. And we've all got to stand up against this. It's cheating. Donald Trump is a cheater. He cheats on his wives. He cheats at Gulf, and now he's trying to cheat the American people out of their votes.
Well, look, sticking on your state's map, every major group that grades the fairness of congressional maps gives your state an F. Common Cause, a nonpartisan government watchdog, even says your map, and I'm going to quote, represents a nearly perfect model for everything that can go wrong with redistricting. And I guess the question is, you talk about preserving democracy. How do you preserve democracy if you're using the same tactics that you've criticized Texas Republicans for?
Common Cause. Your map is an F. You have 3 Republican seats to 17 out of 17 seats in your state where Donald Trump got 44%. But all he could say is Donald cheats. He's a cheater. Cheated on his wife, cheated on golf. I was like, wait a minute. Whoa, slow down. Now he cheated on his wife, but please don't tell me he cheated on golf. That's what he has. In fact, he wants to be president. I find it interesting. A lot of people are asking the question, NBC, Meet the Press, let him have it. He went on Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert even put the map up of Illinois and said, your map is really gerrymandered. You have a gerrymandered map, but you brought, you said, hey, Democrats of Texas, come to Illinois. Okay, so give me number 79. Texas legislature to take another swing at redistricting and vote as Democrats extend their walkout. So Democrats are still out of town. Let me see if I have anything else on this right now. They are still out of town redistricting. You will see, and if you listen close, the discussion on possible federal committee on redistricting, nonpartisan, as they call it. Pay attention to this. This is an opening. All of this is going on Sunday on all the morning shows. Even J.D. Vance says, look at how many seats California has that they should not have, right? Look at all the extra seats California has. If you did not count, if they would not have counted the illegals in California in 2020, California would have lost seats. He's correct. He's correct. If illegals were not, now think about this. What did he say? He said, did he say there'd be like 12 more seats or something like that? But that being said, if illegals weren't counted in 2020, the shift in the map, like in California and other states, they would have lost congressional districts, and their new maps would not have as many illegals packed into these districts, divided out. And Republicans would have naturally just picked up areas where there was more Republican vote, because this is where, you watch, and some of you even have a T-shirt that says, "Can you hear me now?" And you have all the red in America on election night, where the vote, all the red. America's almost totally red. And you're like, okay, so how are we so unbalanced when it comes to our representation? And it will continue. I don't think Republicans will ever hold the House again. That's a big statement. If 2030, the census requires us to count everybody in this country. I don't know if that's not the end of it. Just saying. Now, we're going to go to break. We're going to come back. Donald Trump is going to have a press conference in an hour, the president of the United States. 1 hour. And he's going to talk about cleaning up Washington, D.C. All right. Let's see. I had give me number 83. We'll talk about this when we return. At 10 a.m., there's going to be a press conference on crime and beautification that will be held tomorrow. This was put out yesterday. I have a question. All right. I understand you want to clean up Washington, D.C. I'm on board with you. Where do these people go? I just want to know. Give me number 48. What do you do? What do you do with the homeless? Where are they going? Where are you going to relocate them? Just wondering. So if you're going to clean up Washington, D.C., okay, where do you put the homeless? Just wondering. We'll discuss that when we get back after these messages.
$11,000 discounts real? You bet they are. During the Last Chance event at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where every Chevy has our biggest Last Chance discounts, like up to $11,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs. But you better step on it. It's your last chance to save up to $11 grand at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
And we're back. Here's Johnny. No, I'm not Johnny. The children's out there have no idea. Half the time, you put the children's right up there in front of the TV, and they don't know what I'm saying. They don't know. They're caught off guard. Mom, what is he saying now? Anyhow, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Hi, Diane. How are you? Diane, I watched yesterday afternoon. I got a couple really great phone calls. I do like other things. Like I like baseball. I like a good dumb movie. You know, I like other things, but I do enjoy talking politics. I do. So I got a couple really nice phone calls yesterday discussing politics. What else? But Diane, I watched a video yesterday afternoon. I was out in my safe space. All right. And only dogs allowed. That's it. No one, just my dogs. They lay on the cushions. Anyhow, if you haven't watched it, watch the Tucker interview with the guy, and I'll pull it up during the break. I think I'll do a screenshot during the break and send it over. But watch the Tucker interview with the guy that talks about Jesus's burial cloth. Man, that's an hour and a half that I was sitting back. I had it on, I was relaxing, and it was just, I really enjoyed it. So Tucker, I'll do a screenshot in the next break. When you get a minute, we've got a lot to go over today. Remember, number 2, we have Fonnie Willis in Georgia. She's still running around loose as she's drinking the Grey Goose. Remember that? Remember she told us she drinks Grey Goose. Remember that? That was in the discussion. So Fonnie Willis, the DA of Fulton County there, she's got a backup bottle over there. She's got a Grey Goose. She hitting a shot. And give me number 60. This is about a 10-minute video, but I want to recommend you look at it because one of the calls I got yesterday, Diane, someone said to me, will anyone ever pay the price? And that question is so tough because I think we could start having people arrested paying the price today. So, breaking part 2, Bill Barr held secret meetings to plot prosecutions of Trump and block his political comeback. Bill Barr was like, we should bring RICO because it's a very difficult type of charge to defend. This is an interesting 10 minutes. Project Veritas, Fani Willis, and remember Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, he did the press conference. I can't find anything where, Fani Willis has done anything wrong. So take that down. So that's something I want you to go check out before we move into another segment. Now, at 10 o'clock will be the Georgia Hour. The Georgia Hour. Now, Trump is going to meet Putin in Alaska. All right. And give me number 20. Now, this is Russia Today. So I'm going to give you some graphics from around the world on some of the highlights that are out there. Why Trump wants Putin in Alaska and not anywhere else. The choice of America's northern frontier is much more about politics as it is about geography. Alaska, there's mutual interest in the Arctic with America and Russia. Let's see here. I thought I had a video on it. I don't, but that's okay. But there's I'll give you that one in a minute. So they're meeting in Alaska Friday. Okay. Number 21, Trump said there's going to be some land swap. Now, you've looked at the map. Russia says Zelensky rejects land swap floated by Trump. Ukrainians' territorial integrity remains non-negotiable. Well, he doesn't have the cards. Putin has said all along since President Trump took office, number 24, Putin has said all along, basically, I'm not understanding what we're negotiating. I won the war. All right. Putin to demand Ukraine cede new territory in Alaska peace plan. U.S. likely to agree. Kiev to reject. Now, all along, Vladimir Putin says, look, I will meet with you to discuss an unconditional surrender of Ukraine. Now, I want the root problem and the root cause of this gone. That's Zelensky. Now, not taking the time, but if you start researching, and take just a minute, the Ukraine is so corrupt. And it has been for years. I mean, this didn't just happen. Ukraine is corrupt. It's the world's laundromat. We have run money through Ukraine. Our senators, lawmakers, all the above, they have been stealing out of Ukraine for years. Corrupt. Let's not gloss over, is it Colonel McGregor that said, and the people, even Tucker said, our military weapons we sent to Ukraine were showing up on the black market for sale. Right? Yes. Let's not gloss over that. So Vladimir Putin has said all along with Russia, he wants Zelensky gone. I said this last week. I regret to say it this way. I wish no harm on anyone, but I think Zelensky will get one of those rapid cancer kind of things. I think there will be a settlement, rapid cancer. He wants a Russian-friendly government in Ukraine. He wants a Russian-friendly parliament. I mean, we have cartels on our southern border. You just think about this, all right? On our southern border, right across the southern border, we have military grade with weapons cartels that have infiltrated our entire country, that are killing people with drugs, killing people just by the thousands, like a war. But yet, Putin says, and I'm not siding with Russia, I'm not a Russian, but Putin says, I want a Russian-friendly government, period. I want the corruption cleaned out of the parliament. I want Zelensky gone. He's the root of the problem. And take a minute with history. The areas we occupy, as they call it, all right? They are Russian. That's what they say. They want to be Russian. Now, I don't know that. But he has always said, what makes you think I want to meet with Zelensky? Why would I want to meet with him? Right? I don't need to meet with him. So, hold on a minute. I don't want that one right now. We'll do that one a little later. I have a couple screenshots from a couple articles I want to make sure we get put up here. Give me the Post 47, Three's Company, ahead of Friday's Alaska Summit. VP Vance says U.S. is working on a three-way meeting with Trump and Putin and Zelensky. Not going to happen. I want to put a marker on black in Vegas and spin the wheel. I got not going to happen. Zelensky may go to Alaska. He may go, but won't be part of the negotiations with Putin. Putin doesn't have to. Go ahead and give me, I know you don't like Bolton. You don't like John Bolton, and I don't like John Bolton, but listen to what he says. Video 7.
Russia and the United States are discussing what terms they're going to present to Zelensky. And it may well be that Zelensky has no choice here. Surrendering is always one way to get a peace deal.
Bottom line, Putin's team and the American team, the Russian team and the American team, they have been working for 7 months on all the details. Trump is not flying by the seat of his pants. Give me number 72. He's not. They've been working to normalize relations. Ending sanctions. Now, even the warmonger, Lindsey Graham, give me video 5. Meet the Press yesterday.
President Trump is to end it forever. Now, what would that look like? You'll have some land swaps, but only after you have security guarantees to Ukraine to prevent Russia from doing this again. You need to tell Putin what happens if he does it a third time. Pre-invasion sanctions that would crush his economy if he ever did this again. In 2022, we didn't.
Security guarantees. Give me number 84. Bolton says you can always go and surrender. All right. Security guarantees. Now, will Russia allow weapons? Europe's upset because they say they have to be part of it. They're upset Zelensky's not going to be there. Security guarantees. But we will put pre-sanctions on that if you do this one more time, they'll be devastating. Devastating. They're laying the groundwork. Sanctions are coming off. They're going to concede land. I predict that Donald Trump even promotes Vladimir Putin and Russia to be a part of G8. Watch what happens after Friday. Number 85, White House is considering inviting Zelensky to Alaska. You can, we'll be done Friday at 2. The president can see you around 4:30. 86, Zelensky rejects Trump's proposal that Ukraine could swap territories with Russia. Number 87, Trump and Putin set to meet. This is what Trump said. Number 88, the highly anticipated meeting between myself as President of the United States of America and President Vladimir Putin of Russia will take place next Friday, August 15th, 2025. The great state of Alaska. Further details to follow. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So, I want to do that one when I come back. I want to do that one because I don't want to mix my. Here is 101 CBS. Ukraine will not gift their land to the occupier. 102. So I guess we're at the point that he totally misses that we don't care what he thinks any longer. No longer do we care what he thinks. All right, so I'm going to take a break. We're going to come back. There's two things I want to talk about. Well, before I go to break, let me put this out. I don't want this in the break because I was thinking about this morning. So I was watching all the propaganda shows, and, you know, if I hear Gaza or Gazan one more time, and I hear Israel and Gaza one more time, and Hamas, number 27. So there's 20, I understand Hamas has 20 remaining hostages, Israeli hostages, 20, right? And I understand they're alive. Now, Gaza is completely bombed out. And at no time bombing all of Gaza and all of the Strip just to demolish it were they concerned, in my opinion, or where are these hostages? Where are they hiding? What if one of those buildings had the hostages? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just out here thinking, like, where are the 20 people? So what you're telling me is you could not go through the tunnels. And find these 20 people without. Now, I don't know if this number is correct. I'm going to tell you right now, I do not know if this is correct. But there's 20 left, hostages, and you couldn't go through the tunnels. You had to completely destroy the whole entire region. This on my screen says 61,000 people are dead. Let me tell you what, I'm going to go to break because let me tell you, some are going to get angry at me. But everything I do and I mean everything, that's a big word, everything I do, I judge it by, does it add up? I'm serious. If something comes my way, does this add up? And if there's a missing part and I can't get 2 and 2 to equal 4, I ponder the hell out of it. And I'm just going to have to tell you, all of this does not add up to me. And you're talking about somebody that grew up in the Sunday school that said, we support Israel. But I can't get this to add up for nothing. Take a break.
$11,000 discounts real? You bet they are. During the Last Chance event at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where every Chevy has our biggest Last Chance discounts, like up to $11,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs. But you better step on it. It's your last chance to save up to $11 grand at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, Diane. I hope you're doing well. At 10 o'clock, 30 minutes on the dot, 30 minutes. We will have the Georgia Hour, where we spend 1 hour a day talking about Georgia politics. I keep making Diane starts every day a nervous wreck, doesn't know when it's going to turn into the Georgia 6 hour. She's like, if I see a graphic that says Georgia 6 hour, I'm going to jump out my living room window. Thank God she lives in a single floor, just, tuck and roll. Anyhow, so luckily she's on the first floor. Just jump out the window, tuck and roll. Anyhow, moving right along. So I have a question. Now, at 10 o'clock, President Trump plans, I have to do 3 minor segments here. At 10 o'clock, President Trump plans, give me number 46, the New York Post. So, U.S. military prepares to surge National Guard troops in Washington, D.C., to fight local crime and youth violence report. Okay, I'm okay with that. But let me say this. The inner cities across the decay of the inner cities across this country, and I mean deep in, all right? We have areas in this country where you have to, if you were to ever go in there, you'd have to send military. The police don't even want to go. You can't describe vividly for you to see it and imagine some of the areas in this country and what has happened. And predominantly black areas, predominantly black areas where Democrats pushed and said, hey, let's get you live here. And in the white folk, they told the black, Democrat members of Congress, we will get you elected. You help us. Oh, yes, it's all true. Most congressional districts that are the population is overwhelmingly black voters, there's been a control there by Democrats for so many years. The decay, it's indescribable of what's happened. It's sad. They're Americans. You've got to remember, forget the illegals for a minute. These inner cities, these are Americans. These are citizens. It's their country too. It's your country and it's theirs. So, anyhow, Capitol cleanup. If you want to do this, go ahead and give me 48. I'm great. But, I mean, we had the National Guard in L.A. I mean, when are we going into the deep, dark areas of Atlanta? The deep, dark, and I'm not implying the color of the people. Please back off me. This is not a racial thing at all. But you know what I'm talking about, the deep and the dark areas of Atlanta that no one will go in. Houston, right? Chicago, Gary, Indiana, across this country. So the homeless, where do they go? I'm on board. Clean the crime up, clean the gangs up. I'm going to go out there and say, if you cross the border into Mexico and go after the cartels, I've got your back. I've got your back. But where do the homeless go? Can you just tell me? I mean, where are you going to relocate the homeless? Why are they homeless? Is there a mental health issue? Are there veterans living in these tents? Any of them? Why? Senior citizens? So we have a homeless problem in this country. Why? If you just come in and move them out of the way, where are they going? What are you doing with them? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. All right. So give me this one right here. I have it here. There you go. Number 78. This morning, press conference. Trump considering deploying up to 1,000 National Guard to D.C. And 82, up to 130 FBI agents are expected to join the D.C. police in monitoring the Capitol. Hey, people come to this country all the time, right? And what Donald Trump was saying, look, we want to clean our Capitol. You go to the rest of the world, the capitals in these other countries are immaculate, clean. You never see this. You come to D.C., the deterioration, Black Lives Matter Plaza that we had to get rid of, people, the homeless, the trash, the crime, the decay. You go to Washington, D.C., I agree with all this. You go there in the expressways, the weeds are all grown up. It just looks horrible. I get it. Clean it up. But, I mean, what's the overall game plan? So that's at 10 o'clock today. Give me number 96. Trump to crack down on homeless and crime in D.C. Just tell me, what's the game plan with the homeless and the crackdown? Can we get a crackdown? Can we get a crackdown in the what's the name of that area in Philadelphia? Right? Oh, I forget the name of that area in Philadelphia where they're walking around with needles in their arms, the zombie land in Philadelphia. I forget the name of it, but can we get a crackdown there? Can we get the National Guard over there in Philadelphia where they're walking around like zombies? They got needles in their arms. Kids are having to walk past it to try to go to school. Can we get the National Guard over there? Just asking for a friend. So anyhow, I mean, I support cleaning up the city. I just want to know, what are we doing? Give me number 41. Capitol in crisis. And this is what we got going on. So, Capitol in crisis. Federal agents begin crackdown in Washington, D.C., with hundreds of National Guard troops expected to swarm dangerous city. I'm with you, but, you know, we have more. We have more than one. A lot of districts out there. All right, so take that down. Now, I was listening to something. I'm listening over and over, and I want to remind you before I play this. Hey, Diane, I sent you a graphic. I didn't number it, but could you get it? Now, could you Google something for me, Diane? Boy, I'm going to get in trouble. It's only Monday. President Donald Trump met with, this has always concerned me, always. President Donald Trump was sworn in, all right, on January 20th. Was it January 21st he met with Sam Altman? Was it the next day, Diane, the 21st, that they held that press conference with Chat GPT or whatever it is, Sam Altman? I want to see if that was the date. The very first thing was, I forget the bank, SoftBank or whatever it is, or a bank, and Sam Altman from Chat GPT was the first meeting Donald Trump had.
It was OpenAI.
OpenAI
is with OpenAI, right. And
OpenAI. Was it January 21st?
Yes.
Okay. OpenAI, January 21st. He just released the most updated version. Give me video 12.
A kid born today will never be smarter than AI. Ever. And a kid born today, by the time that kid kind of understands the way the world works, will just always be used to an incredibly fast rate of things improving and discovering new science. They will never know any other world. It will seem totally natural. It will seem unthinkable and Stone Age-like that we used to use computers or phones or any kind of technology that was not way smarter than we were. We will think how bad those people of the 2020s had it.
I tell people, they look at me like, what? Those kids will get in the car or whatever vehicle they have, and they will not be typing in some device that says, set my GPS for this. They'll just tell the car. The kids of the future. I just had my granddaughter was born 2 weeks ago, and I'm hearing this. And I have grandchildren. The kids of the day, born today, will never be smarter than the machines. Never. And I was watching cartoons with my granddaughter, my two granddaughters, a couple weeks ago on a Saturday. And the cartoons now have all of these electronic devices, and the kids in the cartoons have relationships with them. There's no barrier in the relationship. Kids will get in a car. I think I want to go here to eat. When's the last time I had pizza? And the car answers. What's my favorite place? Well, I'll tell you who has the best ratings. Yeah, let's go there. And let's go ahead and put an order in for me so it's ready when I get there. Wow. Walk by the TV. Yeah, is it time for my favorite show? No, in 10 minutes, but I will turn on the TV. I'm not getting stuck there. I'm telling you this over and over. I've said it for God knows how long. And you heard what he just said. And never forget, that was the first meeting that President Donald Trump held when All right. So, if you deteriorate the trust, okay, so give me number 44. Now, there's a lot of attack on RFK Jr. concerning vaccines. And I don't think I have a video on vaccine. Let's see. I'm not going to have time for that one. But vaccine pullback stokes fears of lost medical breakthrough. Now, the reason I bring this up is there's a lot of discussion concerning vaccines and the fact that parents now, give me 92, are pulling back. And I want to say this, I mean, back to school vaccinations. And we went through a period of time in this country where we trusted CDC and we trusted these agencies, these protection agencies, and we trusted our physicians. I mean, there was a time years ago that, and don't want to get in trouble here, that we did not know how it worked, that a physician got a back end for referrals to a certain specialist. We didn't really know why our physician wanted us to start certain medications when these pharmaceutical companies were coming by and they were getting special deals to write prescriptions, and here are samples. There was years we did not know exactly how it worked, and we started getting information. And you lost trust. The American people, you lost our faith in institutions, back to school vaccinations. They're upset because 93 and then go to 95 and then back down to 94 if you don't mind. Kindergarten MMR vaccinations, all right? Pre-pandemic, we were up to 95% of vaccinations for measles. And back to school, we were up to 95%. Now, they say 95% is what we have to achieve for what they call herd immunity, right? And this is 24-25. They say kindergarten vaccinations have dropped to 92.5, and there's a major concern. Well, there's several vaccinations on the schedule, and most of our state, and we don't know this. This is early, so we're not going to say this is factual, but give me 100. We had the shooting, and this police officer, I mean, it's really sad. David Rose, DeKalb County, he's a father of two. They were expecting a child. He was killed, and the accused gunman targeted CDC over COVID vaccine. This is what has been said is the COVID vaccine. He was suffering from depression, is what the father claims. That the guy, the shooting, was due to depression from the vaccine. Now I know what you're thinking, but I'm just putting it out there. The American people have lost faith in what you're shooting them with and what you're shooting and injecting in their children. They just have. You told people that vaccinations had nothing at all to do with autism. autism medication for autistic kids, specialist for autistic kids. That's a very, very big business. But because we ask a question, you attack us, right? You attack us. We have lost faith in these organizations and what they're injecting in our children, much less ourselves. All right? And I'm just going to say that. Now, I want two more things really quickly that I want to put up before we get to the Georgia Hour. Lindsey Graham in South Carolina has an opponent. Now, you're going to hear Lindsey Graham try to sound he's already Donald Trump endorsed, right, in South Carolina. He's going to try to sound conservative. You're going to remember that time when you said, give me number, let's see what it is, if this is it. Give me number 59. And this is of 6/30, the end of June. So we have July and we're in August. All right. Now, Lindsey Graham has opponents. And I know you probably can't see that on the screen. I'll tell you what it is. This is the way I cropped it, Diane. That's not your fault. But Lindsey Graham has opponents in South Carolina. And remember back, I think I have tape here because I said one day on the show, do we like this guy? I mean, he got a little confusing. I was like, he is the one that put the brakes on with Brett Kavanaugh, as far as, and I do remember having tape here saying, do we like this guy? Right? So he has an opponent, and you can see Lindsey Graham has cash on hand, has 14 million. But there's a guy by the name, he's a businessman up around Spartanburg, South Carolina. His name is Mark Lynch. He's a business owner. He's self-funding right now. You can go into the details. He loaned himself. At the end of June, he has $5 million in the bank. Give me the video 15.
Tell Donald Trump to go to hell.
That's Lindsey Graham. He's been in D.C. 30 years.
If you can't admire Joe Biden, you got a problem. What's not to like?
Budget-killing inflation, skyrocketing home prices, illegal aliens taking American jobs, low pay, cost of living through the roof. Even Donald Trump blames himself for Lindsey Graham.
What's not to like?
You, Lindsey. We don't like you.
I'm Mark Lynch, and I approve this message.
Lindsey, I just wanted to do that. So if in the near future, as of even today and so on, do not think, well, do we like Lindsey Graham? Boy, sure. What happened to him? We actually have serious opponents. There's more than one, but this guy's got $5 million, right? And Lindsey has opponents in South Carolina this time. There is a chance, okay? Now, take that down. Now, I want to go with, we'll talk about this later. People are asking a lot of questions like what's going on. Look at here, AI number 54. This is true. We talk about it. What's happening? We'll talk maybe more about this tomorrow. We'll get this in the week. Goodbye, $165,000 tech jobs. Student coders seek work at Chipotle, right? As companies like Amazon and Microsoft lay off workers and embrace AI coding tools. AI, open source, can completely totally write your computer program. In fact, open source AI now, no matter what you do and what you're working on, if you work with AI, open source AI, the latest edition, you're always working with someone that has the level of a PhD. That came from Sam Altman. So we'll get into that a little later. Number 53, I'm a little confused exactly why. I mean, I don't know. Is it just me, or let's worry about the homeless? Let's not worry about a nuclear reactor on the moon to get us to Mars. If we could do all this, let's just get the people off the park benches in Washington, D.C., and the people in Philadelphia to get the zombie district to get the needles out of their arms. Let's just go with that. I don't know. Is it me? All right, I'm going to throw a lot of stuff here together really quickly. 32, 33, stop at 34. Just flash them like a flash of light, Diane. 32, 33, and 34. Now, the Cook Political Report. The Cook Political Report put District 7 in Pennsylvania as a toss-up, right? And District 10. They did not have District 8. So this is on purpose. This is a freshman congressman out of District 8 in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and they're going after him on purpose, number 34 there. This is Robert Basharan, all right, congressman from the 8th District, number 35. He's from the 8th District of Pennsylvania. They don't have his estimated self-worth, but he's trade volume as of June 25th, 2025. This is his trade volume as a congressman, $7.24 million. Now, here's the lady that's all over the map, but she's made some money. Number 36, right? This is MTG. 36, MTG. $22.49 million. She's made. Woo. Last trade was July 15th. Give me 37. Green has also been one of the top traders in Congress this year. Don't have time for that. Let's see. Don't have time. I got to come back. We got to go to the George Hour. Diane, let me see if I have something else here. No, we're going to leave it hanging there. Diane, give me that graphic that I sent to you. Do you have it? This is an hour and a half, okay? And the Shroud of Turin, right? Is that it's called? The Shroud of Turin, Jesus burial cloth. Jeremy Johnson with the evidence that it is, in fact, actually the burial shroud of Jesus. This is an hour and a half. This is absolutely an amazing hour and a half to listen to. I'm serious. It is. It's amazing. I enjoyed it. So there you go. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, it's time for the Georgia Hour. What is the Frost Ponzi scheme family, Coweta County, family cult? What do they have on people? Right? Take a break.
Are $11,000 discounts real? You bet they are. During the Last Chance event at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where every Chevy has our biggest Last Chance discounts, like up to $11,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs. But you'd better step on it. It's your last chance to save up to $11 grand at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Trying to think, it's Monday, and I'm looking at the screen, and I'm like, wow. Good Monday morning. It is August 11th, 2025. I'm your host, BKP. It's time for the Georgia Hour on voiceofruralamerica.com. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. So let's start right here. Give me number 11. I'm going to show you something, and I want you to come back. Stay with me on this as we get to it, because I'm going to lay some groundwork. So around a lot of the Fulton County should have, as we both know, or just the two of us. But Fulton County, as we know, a judge said Jason Frazier, the Fulton County Republican Party nominated Jason Frazier to be on the Board of Elections in Fulton County and nominated Julie Adams to a second term. Now, there was is it writ of mandamus or whatever, a demand. And the judge said, you shall do it. You need to put him on there. Now, last week, there was a Fulton County Board of Elections meeting, and there was a Fulton County Commissioners meeting, and Fulton County just glossed over it like it didn't happen, and the judge didn't say anything. So there is action coming on this. There is a legal battle coming on this. We're going to go through it. We have the documents on the screen. So for everything you're seeing on social media, we're going to show you the documents, the dates. There is another court hearing, and we're going to try to explain what exactly is happening, because this morning, Julie Adams is currently serving on the Fulton County Board of Elections, but she's only serving until she's reappointed, right? Or there's a new person in her position. So she's still there waiting to hear what happens with this court case. Jason Frazier is not on the Board of Elections this morning in Fulton County. So we're going to go into that in detail. Now, we know before we get too far into this, number 10, that Derek Dooley, the candidate for Senate, is Brian Kemp endorsed. So I have to be cautious because this is not a gossip show. It's just not, okay? This is a very serious, now I might horse around from time to time and make a little joke, but if I'm actually bringing information, I will pause it for 3 days to make sure the information that goes through this camera I could stand behind. And as somebody told me the other day, I was on the phone, they said, well, you have to hear it 3 times. So we have Derek Dooley from wherever, lives in Rabun County at this time. His wife's in Rabun County at this time. I think they cook out and barbecue with Nick Saban. Pretty sure Nick Saban put pressure on Donald Trump to accept him. It did not work. We don't know. There's been no endorsement. But he failed last week. He was asked about the farmer visas in South Georgia. He didn't know. He did not even the farm work visa to get workers in South Georgia. He was somewhere in South Georgia. He had to look at an aid to try to find out what it meant. But they have spent, they're spending. If you're on X, you can't scroll on X without seeing an ad for him. They're plastering the airwaves, plastering social media, and plastering, maybe close to $1 million already. I know they got 300 and some thousand in social media. I think 200,000 in TV buys already, but they're going to spend enough money to try to heal any imperfection in Mr. Dooley, because that's what Marty Kemp wants. We'll get into that in a minute. Take that down. So there's something going on in Georgia And we're going to talk about this one, number 23. We'll jump into this one. This is Brian Kemp and his daughter. This is Amy Porter. Now, someone told me last night, if I get it wrong, Amy, I don't want you to get mad at me. But someone told me last night that Amy Porter's 23. Mike Collins, and I do not have communication with Mike Collins' campaign. I do not. Mike Collins, I can look you in the eye and tell you, there was no way that the Kemp family, we're going to say Kemp family, was going to back Mike Collins, because Mike Collins was not going to allow and will not allow the Kemp family, I put it like that, to skim off the top. Got it? A lot of noise that Marty doesn't care a lot for Mike Collins, just like she doesn't care for Donald Trump, in his opinion. So, moving right along, take that one down. So, now, we have the family, number 7. And I'm not going to belabor this, but I want to start the week with something doesn't add up. I told you if you were here for the first 2 hours, I try to take everything and find 2 and 2 equals 4. I can do that. I'm like Jethro. I know my gazintas, right? Like 3 goes into 9 3 times. You can laugh at me if you want, but I know my gazintas, and I know 2 and 2 is 4, and 4 and 4 is 8. 8 and 8, 16. That's about as far as I go. But this is not adding up. Now, this is a $140 million Ponzi scheme in Georgia. $440 million. Largest Ponzi scheme that's been written. I don't know if it's documented, but it has been written. Largest Ponzi scheme in the state of Georgia history. They own it. When I say they, okay, the only one named is Papa Frost, Brant Frost IV, in the plaid jacket. But it's First Liberty Building and Loan. We have looked at all the articles about their political ties. Brant Frost V on the other end, and his ties and what he's done as far as the company's concerned. We cannot find Mother Frost, Krista, on the other end, that she's actually an employee at any time of First Liberty, but we do find Katie Frost as First Liberty Community Connection czar or whatever she is, but she's in there. But the entire family is tied to the business. The entire family is part of the hook of the business. They used religion, Christianity, patriot economy. They took the money and they spun it right around, sent it back out. State of Alabama is investigating them. I think, 35 states are involved. The state of Maine Republican Party got 10 grand or something. This is enormous nationwide. Now, 3 of these people, and that would be the mother, Krista Frost, Brant Frost, and Katie Frost, are involved in the Georgia Republican Party. Now, we have presented to you, it's been in articles before, that the chairman emeritus, which would be David Schaefer, we're told by the dates of the articles that have come out and the lawsuit for trying to recoup some of it, that hundreds, we'll use the word hundreds of thousands of dollars, David Schaefer, maybe with a business partner, invested while chairman of the Georgia Republican Party. We know Josh McCoon, the current chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, has a very close relationship for years with this family. We know Brant Frost solicited everyone from the chairman, down at the state capitol, Freedom Caucus members. This guy solicited a lot of people. Now, We're being told a lot of names are going to still come out. But here's where I'm going with this, all right? Now, number 3, he will not. This guy here says he's going to announce State Senator Greg Dolezal. That will start here. Greg Dolezal. Oh, this picture is there. Go back. Can you go back to that picture? Is that too much? This picture is one of their vacation pictures in Maine, at Kennebunkport, Maine, right there where they spent thousands of dollars waving to the Bush family across the harbor. So anyhow, yes. So this doesn't add up. So go to the next one I give you. This is Greg Dolezal. Greg Dolezal, we understand, we're told that First Liberty Building and Loan had what they called an angel investor level. We understand he was at that level. I've got 2 or 3 communications. I'm not at liberty to give names. That he was the lead of a group that did not want their names used, so he did the investing for them. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of smoke. You don't hear anything about First Liberty Building and Loan where this guy's concerned. Now, for some reason, politicians around the state are leaving this alone. This is going quiet for some reason. And let me tell you, because here's the thing. I have often said the Frost family, and I say the family, okay? The Frost family, I would say somewhere they have what I call Herbert Hoover files. Do you know what a Herbert Hoover file is? No, J. Edgar Hoover, not Herbert Hoover. I got that wrong. Herbert Hoover would be connected with the Depression, President Herbert Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover, back. Sorry, call him the Hoover files. J. Edgar Hoover, FBI. Didn't mean to be a Herbert Hoover there. J. Edgar Hoover, Smoot Harling, tariffs, boom. J. Edgar Hoover, the former director of the FBI, they say he had what he called a Hoover file on everybody. And if he needed to talk to you, he had a Hoover file. Let's just say he had a file and he wasn't the only one on file wearing a dress and high heels. That being said, moving right along, I predict, this is just a prediction, because there's something doesn't add up. Now, this is the largest Ponzi scheme. We have reports of senior citizens losing $1 million, $1.3 million, hundreds and hundreds of thousands. And number 9. So the chairman, Josh McCoon of the Georgia Republican Party, today I accepted the resignation of Brant Frost V from State Committee of Georgia. Republican Party, which is effective immediately. Now, Brant Frost V was a state committee member that is overseen by the state, so he would have to resign to the state. But he has also informed me that he will be resigning as chairman of the Coweta County Republican Party, with an election to choose his replacement being held within the next 30 days. This will ensure, all right. Now, in the 3rd District of Georgia, that's where Congressman Brian Jack is, and I'm going to say this, I've got zero beef with Congressman Brian Jack. But Congressman Brian Jack, you should jerk your congressional district as far as your party in line and clean this mess up. Not that you caused it, sir. Not that you caused it, but you should. So, okay. So he's telling everybody, I've got people ringing the phone off the hook, that he's going to resign from the Georgia Republican Party, Coweta County. And if you go there today, this morning, number 50, you still have, this is where 2 and 2 doesn't equal 4. He is still the chairman. Brant Frost is still the chairman, okay, of Coweta County Republican Party. His mother is second vice chair, Krista Frost of the Coweta County Republican Party. And she's also the secretary of the 3rd District, and she's also a state committee member. Whoa. Now, Coweta County's in the 3rd District. So they canceled their meeting. See, Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, put out a statement saying, this was on July 31st, Thursday, July 31st. Today's August 11th. Brant Frost is still chairman. Krista Frost is still second vice chair. Katie Frost is still 3rd District chair. Just saying. Now, I did receive a letter last week with someone telling me that if I didn't back off the Frost, it's an anonymous letter, there was some good people in Atlanta ready to take me down. Yes, that's exactly what it said. There's no way of me knowing exactly, but it was mailed from Atlanta. But yes, I did. I've been told, don't know who, don't have any idea, that if I didn't back off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got the back off letter. I just want whoever's out there that's watching on a daily basis to let you know I received your mail. Oh, by the way, I'm not backing off. Anyhow, so that being said, on the July 31st, right? Today's August 11th. And what is the new statement on Coweta County? Now, this is $140 million. Brant Frost, he opened a second business. The Secretary of State of Georgia is investigating the other business he opened on July 3rd. He is responsible for First Liberty Building and Loan soliciting. We have all the emails of every state committee member, every delegate, state delegate for the party, executive committee member, the chairman. I've received many of them. Now, that being said, so the statement reads this morning. If you go to Coweta County Republican Party, give me number 51. This is what reads on the Coweta County. The Coweta County Republican Party respectfully asks our members and the public to allow due process to take its course regarding the situation surrounding the family business of our chairman, Brant Frost V. Just as President Trump faced many legal challenges that received media attention without all the facts being brought forward. You know, the 93-year-old man that gave you $1.3 million, what was I missing on his interview? Right? The lady that's in tears, she's a senior citizen that you got $350,000 from, that's absolutely in tears. What did I miss there? What did I miss? What was misunderstood when the people are coming forward and they're telling the receiver, Mr. Hayes, the majority of them are senior citizens in their 70s and 80s, and they're telling Mr. Hayes that you used Christianity, religion, politics, patriotism to manipulate them into giving the money away. Why would Mr. Hayes put out that about 90%, what I'm hearing, I'm not quoting, that 90% of the loans you put out, are in default? But legal challenges, while many face many legal challenges and receive media attention without all the facts being brought forward, we asked that the investigation be allowed to continue without speculation or prejudice. What do they have on people? I mean, our commitment to upholding the values of fairness, transparency, integrity, and the accountability are unwavering and will continue to be at the foundation of everything we do. Now, they don't name Brant Frost V in there. I think they had to be cautious on how they worded this for legal reasons. Now, he told the chairman on July 31st that they were going to hold an election and pick a new chairman of Coweta County Republican Party. Now, you're thinking, well, there's 159 counties. We've got Senate races. We've got governor races. They've whooped the whole district into. If you don't think that Democrats are laying low in the high grass, waiting for this all to develop in that third district, entire congressional district. So they're going to have a meeting September 13th. They took the election off. He put that letter out, never had an election, never intended. He is the chairman. The mom is the second vice chair. Now, we have asked over and over, and we cannot get an answer. We can't get an answer. Bottom line. All right. Now, the reason, well, why do you keep on about this? Because, folks, I don't know about you, but I've participated in the Georgia Republican Party state convention several times. And you know, we have we've had 2,000, give me number 16. We've had 2,000 delegates at our state convention. And what do we have? About 1,600 that showed up this time? I mean, it's not right. 1,600 people had a state convention completely rigged on them. Rigged. This got nothing to do with anybody's name. It's got nothing to do with who the acting chairman is today. First, nothing at all. This family was so intertwined, and First Liberty Building and Loan was already gone, finished. There was an investigation already underway. In May, the SEC contacted them and started interviewing them. They knew it was over. They knew it was over when they participated in all these areas from start to finish of the state convention and helped manipulate and rig our convention. Bottom line, from start to finish, they participated because they were trying to save themselves. So here is Best Guess Media. Media consultant. And I think the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, Josh McCoon, should tell us, Wayne, New Jersey, this is in June. I haven't looked at the recent reports, but Best Guess Media, $5,000. Now, what I understand, if you go there and look at that and you investigate them, there's someone with Best Guess Media that Katie Frost has a relationship with, all the way back from the Ted Cruz campaign. Can't make this up. Now, Best Guess Media, what they do is they take talent, all right, and they strategically get you on TV shows. When you watch CNN, Fox News, Newsmax, or any of the others, and you're wondering, like, how do these people get on these roundtable panels? Are they just discovered? No, you have media groups that put them on there. So is the Georgia Republican Party, this is from the Georgia Republican Party, they paid this out. Are they paying for Katie Frost to be on TV? We should have that answered, $5,000. Now, this weekend, number 17, Katie is back up on social media. Now, she's been tagged on X as the Princess Ponzi. Yes, that's not me, someone else. Always wonderful being on Newsmax, especially when I get to share the screen. So that's August 9th. So on Newsmax. Number 18, she was on CNN. Thanks for watching CNN. Katie Frost. Now, Brant is, I don't care, Coweta County Republican. I'm chairman. Don't care what you think. Katie Frost. Mama Frost. I'm second vice chair. State committee member. Don't care what you think. Katie. Give me number. Oh, we got it here somewhere. Give me this one here. 32 or 52. This is the 3rd District of Georgia, 3rd Congressional District. The chair, Katie Frost, right? Secretary of the district, Krista Frost. Both of them. She's an executive. She's on the executive committee, and both of them are on the state committee of the Georgia Republican Party. The entire family has looked at the Georgia Republican Party with all the ties, with all the political investments. I think there's some names out there. There has to be names somewhere that are big enough to say, leave them alone. That's just the way I feel. It's got to be somewhere. Leave them alone. It's a $140 million Ponzi scheme, and 2 and 2 don't equal 4. Take that down. So, well, you know, much like Donald Trump, they're being politically persecuted. Really? Now, that being said, we have a new chairman that will be elected, and his name right here. And I just want to say this, number 12, and we'll move on because we got to get to Lieutenant Governor. We got to get to Derek Dooley. Wow, we got a lot of Georgia still out there in front of us this morning. So today starts a 4-day meet and greet town hall. The RNC, which Michael Whatley, the chairman, he's still officially chairman until the new chairman is voted in, unless he stepped down and I'm not aware of it and there's an acting chairman. But anyhow, Michael Whatley, chairman of the Republican Party, RNC, is now running for Senate in the state of North Carolina where he's from, leaving it vacant. Now, the only thing we want is a fair investigation, knowing all the details with all the Frost family, all the details on what Josh Magoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, did along with the Frost family, the details of Mike Crane, the Frost family, as they call him, Uncle Mike. They do. The kids, all of them call him Uncle Mike. He told me that himself. Uncle Mike Crane, that chaired the convention. All we want for the 1,600 delegates is an actual investigation into our party convention. That's it. When I say that's it, it's big, but that's it. Now, Jason Thompson, a.k.a. Mongo, he's not going to do it. He should, but he's not going to. And he is the RNC Georgia State Committee man. He should. Now, this is the only one that we have an opportunity to talk to the new potential chair that Donald Trump has endorsed, the president. She is going to be in Valdosta today. She's Central Georgia, Metro, and North Georgia. You have 4 opportunities. The RNC meeting will be August 19th through 22nd, and the RNC meeting will be right here in Atlanta. And I'm encouraging people, delegates that went to the convention, that spent your $350 and went to the convention, husband and wife, motel room, food, everything, expenses. How you feel to write a letter. And here is, where's he at? Give me number 67. This will be voted on. The new chairman. Now, don't attack Amy, but Joe Gruder is who Donald Trump has endorsed. He's from Sarasota, Florida, to be the next RNC chairman. And here you got it on here. There's his phone number. It's on there long enough. There's his address. You got it right there. You can address the letter. His name's Joe Gruder. You can pop it in the mail today. You can hand it to her, ask her to hand it to him next week. But there's all the information. The only thing I'm asking for, I don't care about the vote count. And I say it like that. I don't care. I've had people say, well, you don't believe Josh won? No. From the very minute, and this is how conventions work, you put out a call. You put out a call for the convention. It's called the convention call. From the minute the convention call was put out in the state of Georgia for the Georgia Republican Party, Inc., it was a setup. It was rigged. Everything was, nothing was on the up and up all the way through. So before, I don't want to hear clickers. Well, he's out there saying metal chairs called the clickers to malfunction. I get it. I've read the data. Okay. Before anyone in our convention was handled a metal clicker, it was done. It was finished. End of story. Now, take that down. Let's have a moment of silence for this candidate here, number 63. It's really a sad state of affairs. This is my favorite graphic of the day. It's his first district candidate. That's Candace Taylor. When you're out of frost money and your campaign can't afford new jeans. Yes. She had to give her $3,500 frost money back. Now, so take that down. Now, Burt Jones is going to have a kickoff, number 5. Put that up. He's going to have a kickoff for governor. You can sign up. You can go down there. He'll feed you some barbecue. I know he will. I've seen him do it before. And he's going to have you. I don't know. He might have some barbecue there. It's going to be an hour and a half. And he's going to have a kickoff. He's running for governor of the state of Georgia. He's the current lieutenant governor, Mike Collins. Now, Mike Collins, this is what I hear. You want me to share with you what I hear? Give me number 6. Now, I've already told you this. I've had a conversation yesterday. I feel like I'm just repeating myself. I've been known to do that. But right now in the race, okay, and I'm going to say it today, you guys, so you won't get bent out of shape. But right now in the race for Senate, there is Derek Dooley, football coach, Vince Dooley's son from Athens, Georgia. So we have, that is Marty Kemp's candidate. We're going to put that there. Now, it's Brian Kemp's candidate, but that's Marty Kemp's. We're going to stay with that one, okay? Because there's a lot of things you're laying on the table. I've gotten a lot of I know Phil Kent. I've gotten video clips. Phil Kent's made comments. Others made comments. And all of these people out there, the pundits, okay, they're all going on these shows saying, well, I'm scratching my head. I don't understand. What is Kemp doing here? Give me 10 and then flip back to 6. What is Kemp doing here? I'm scratching my head. This one doesn't make sense. Endorsed by Kemp. Go back. Now, Brian Kemp is from Athens. Athens, Clark County. Brian Kemp, Marty Kemp, they're from Athens. Brian Kemp, construction company, I understand, they built a lot of that student housing over there. Brian Kemp's made a living in Athens, from Athens. I think he's from Athens. Marty and the girls, they're from Athens, right? The Dooley family's from Athens. Athens is in the 10th district. 10th district. This is the congressman from the 10th district. Actually, this is their congressman. While you would think the congressman from your area, that's who you could get on board with, right? I mean, Athens, Clark County, as Mike Collins represents it today in the 10th District of Georgia. But you find me somebody to tell me Marty Kemp likes this guy. Now, we've talked about this before. Give me number 8. Marty runs the show. This gets me in trouble every time, but I am so tired of people walking around wondering what's going on. Marty Kemp is the actual governor of Georgia. Brian Kemp would not move forward tomorrow and do anything without Marty Kemp's approval. You need to check on me come tomorrow. You need to tune in just to see if I'm here. Anyhow, that's what's out there. And it's not me saying, wonder what's going on. Here's the deal. Marty Kemp says no, it's no. Brian Kemp can fly to D.C. He can have all the meetings he wants. He can meet with John Thune. He can meet with Tim Scott. He can meet with Donald Trump. He can be out there and shake hands man to man with Donald Trump. But if Marty Kemp says no, it's no. I'm not being mean. That's just the way it is. And what this host is being told over and over and over that Marty Kemp said absolutely not. Mike Collins. And they went with Derek Dooley. Nobody can figure it out. Derek Dooley. Don't care. All the articles. Trump's team's pissed off. Don't care. This could split the ticket in Georgia. Don't care. That's where we're going. Now, number 23. This is Brian Kemp and his daughter Amy Porter. Now, she is 23, but I was reluctant to use her name last week, and I told you this story last week, and I didn't go into too much depth, but I was reluctant to use her name. I mean, I've met her 3 or 4 times. I don't know that she's not a very nice young lady. Brian's got 3 girls. You've heard over and over, Marty and the girls. Well, this is one of them, Amy Porter. Now, we'll come back to that in just a minute. So Mike Collins, number 6, going to have a kickoff. No way under the sun. You see, Mike Collins is not going to allow any skimming off the top. Mike Collins is not making no $10 or $15 million skim deal. He's just not. I don't know that. I don't have a relationship with the campaign, but he's just not. He's not doing it. And somebody said to me, okay, you got Mike Collins in the race. Let me go back to that. You've got Derek Dooley in the race, right? And you got Buddy Carter in the race. And I always get in trouble with this because she was at an event this weekend. You have, what's that lady's name? And it's just drawing a blank. I'm not doing that on purpose. Reagan Box, okay? You know, why do you always do this and not put Reagan Box? Folks, I've got nothing personal against Reagan Box. I'll put the name out, but I have some what I would call information. You got a Senate race that will probably be spent $500, $600 million bucks. I wish it was different, but campaign finance. So you got Mike Collins, you got Buddy Carter not going anywhere, and you got Derek Dooley. And you got Derek Dooley, never voted, that I'm aware of, 2024, never voted for Trump. 2020 didn't vote for Trump. 2016 didn't vote for Trump. Never registered Republican. Never gave Trump any money. The only money he ever spent politically is in 2022. I think we put it up the other day. He gave $5,500 to Brian Kemp. So Mike Collins right now, I don't think Donald Trump can back away from him, because you're getting information out there saying, well, Donald Trump's not going to endorse anyone. He's going to stay clear away. Okay. Mike Collins gave Donald Trump something as far as a big W with the Laken Riley Act. And the Laken Riley Act was signed with Mike Collins standing there in the Oval Office or wherever they had the celebration of signing that bill. And then with Laken Riley's family in the gallery, Donald Trump was able to use it at the State of the Union, and we all watched Democrats sit on their hand while the Laken Riley's family was in the gallery. That being said, it's hard for President Trump to turn against the guy. That's tough. Second, I know right now I had a conversation yesterday. There's some people on Mike Collins' staff. There's some rumor out there, and it's not all great, but I don't know what Buddy Carter will do. I for sure have no idea what Derek Dooley would do. None whatsoever. I couldn't begin to tell you what he would do as a senator, but I know he is not Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, or Mitch McConnell, and I even throw in Shelley Moore Capito. I know he's not. So why not go with someone that'll back the president? Why not go with someone that'll be a conservative or vote conservative and not be a Lindsey Graham like maybe Derek Dooley? That's because this is very number 40. Well, wait a minute. So you're starting to see these ads pop up everywhere. You're starting to see them pop up everywhere. I'm going to want in just a minute. I got to finish the Fulton County, and I've got to go there. I got to give you some information on Fulton County. But I had it just a minute ago, Diane. I want to make sure 40, get 40 ready. But for right now, give me number 29. So you're starting to see these ads. And it's Hardworking Americans, Inc. President Trump changed politics forever. Now Georgia has its own D.C. outsider, Derek Dooley. Trump has not endorsed him. Trump has a new champion. He wouldn't even vote for him. All right. But these ads are out there. They are out there. Blowing up Hardworking American. Now, give me number 30. This is Brian Kemp. This is Brian Kemp. Somebody said, you can go there. You're getting offered number 31. Donate today to support Hardworking American Super PAC. Act Red, right? Or Win Red, Win Red. So let me see if there's anything else out there I want to put up on that, Diane. Here's another ad, number 55. Coach Dooley is taking on John Ossoff, and career politician, and he's counting on grassroots support. Be one of the first patriots to give just $1 to his campaign. So, Hardworking American, Brian Kemp. Now, if you handle fundraising, give me number 23. This is Brian Kemp and Amy Porter. Now, she has a partner. But I understand Brian Kemp has set Amy Porter, number 40, up. Brian and Marty have set her up. This is what's coming in hot. It's coming in hot. It's like a meteorite hitting the earth. If this lady, if I am saying anything incorrect that has to be corrected, this lady can come on the show and I will give her the time and the airtime to correct anything she thinks I have wrong. Anything. Derek Dooley, I will let him be on the show. I would let the governor of Georgia come on this show and correct me. I'm pretty damn afraid of Marty. I don't know. I ain't put that one out there yet. But right there, I understand she has a partner. Now, fundraising, let's just say, is to bring in $100 million. And you got 10% off the top. That is one of the strongest things being discussed. So if you're out there, why in the world would Brian Kemp back Derek Dooley? Why would he not just get on board with Mike Collins? We got a good candidate, beat John Ossoff. Why not? Can't skim off the top. My understanding, she has a partner. They will be handling donations and fundraising. It'll go through their little team. Some will fall off the table. Could be over $10 million. Just saying. That's what we're hearing. Now, just what we're hearing. Take that down. So, could be up to $10 million. Now, we're going to come back tomorrow. Has anyone else out there, has anyone heard? Can you help me? If you know who her partner is, will you contact me? I've gotten 2 messages and they won't give me the partner's name. They said, I've got to fish for that one. If you know her partner's name, will you get it to me? Now, I don't know if it's Cody Hall. I know Cody Hall is running the campaign for Derek Dooley, so I don't know if it's Cody Hall. But if you can get that, I'd like to know. So take that down. Has anyone heard? Go ahead and give me. I got to get out. I can't stay too late. Number 8. Has anyone, and we'll come back to this tomorrow, has anyone heard that Brian Kemp is positioning himself, the Dooley family, Board of Regents, Sonny Perdue, has anyone heard, other than myself, that Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, is positioning himself for that $1 million cool annual salary to be the UGA, president of UGA? Anyone out there besides me? Anyone out there? UGA. President of UGA, cool mill, a year, salary. Just let me know if anyone out there is sitting on that besides me. Now, take that down. In the race, yes, number 66. The lieutenant governor's race is getting quite crowded. This one came out of left field. We'll call it left field. Right field, if you want to go right field. Campaign Watch. This is David Clark. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Number 57, David Clark has announced he's running for lieutenant governor. So is Greg Dolezal getting in? I thought they were friends. Bada bing, bada boom. But he filed his paperwork to run for lieutenant governor. We're gonna dig on that one a little bit tomorrow. We're going to dig on that one a little bit tomorrow. Now, let's go with 11, and this is a wrap. Fulton County Board of Elections. Fulton County Board of Elections. Now, some of these legal things happen. And as you well know, that's Jason Frazier in the red there, and Julie Adams, right? She is already, now Julie Adams, Fulton County Republican Party appointed them as their members, Republican members for Fulton County, to the Fulton County Board of Elections. And I know what you want. We want both of them, but we want Jason Frazier in there, not to do anything that should not be done, but to see, look behind the curtain. And they keep stopping it. So they go to court, Republican Party of Georgia, Inc., Fulton County. I think the RNC got involved, but they go to court and they get number 68. And the reason I want to bring this up, because there's a lot of cheering going on. And I for one, agree with you. Nothing wrong with cheering, okay? But this is... Board of Commissioners shall appoint 2 members nominated by each major party. So this is called a writ of mandamus. Fulton County Republican Party versus Fulton County Board of Commissioners, and they list all the commissioners. So the judge comes out and says, you have to put them on. But the one thing missing here is a timeline. And Fulton County can appeal this, but there's no timeline. There's no, well, you have to put them on next Tuesday. So last week, there was a meeting at the Fulton County Commissioner's Office, number 69, and they went into executive session. Now, at the beginning of the Fulton County Commissioners meeting, Republican Commissioner Bridget Thorne put the Board of Election Republican nominees on the agenda for the very end. So they go into executive session, and that's where the county attorney's in there. Emergency motion for contempt in the alternative for order to comply with writ of mandamus. Plaintiff Fulton County Republican Party moves this court for a finding of contempt against defendants, Fulton County Board of Commissioners. Let's see. It was issued on August 4th, Monday, in the order granted writ of mandamus and alternative Fulton County's request for... So, Fulton County commissioners had a meeting. They put it on the agenda. They went back. In executive session, they talked about it. Obviously, they're going to just go to court. And when it got to that item on the agenda, Bridget Thorne removed it and said something to the reference, quote, I will remove this item from the agenda and let the legislative process play out. So when they closed that meeting, the Republican Party says, hey, you're in contempt. You're in contempt of court. You had a court order. You let a meeting come and go, and you did not follow the court order. They just let it go. So immediately, which is understandable, Fulton County goes in and says, no, you're in contempt of court. So give me number 70. Request for, I know the word, but I'm not going to get jumbled up. All right. Fulton County, plaintiff Fulton County Republican Party requests that the court issue a rule nice, right? Is that what it is? Setting a hearing prior to August 13th on the plaintiff's emergency motion for contempt to comply with the writ of mandamus, dated, let's see, August 4th. The court did not delay the effective date of the writ of mandamus in the order. So what they're saying is the court didn't delay the date. They're of the assumption that the court meant the next opportunity for the Board of Commissioners of Fulton County to put it up and do it. That's what they're arguing. That nowhere there does the writ of mandamus that was ordered by the court have a delay in time. That's their argument. Fulton County says there's no time limit on there. You didn't tell us at the next meeting. We want to talk to our attorneys. We have our legal rights, whatever. Now, that's not a statement they put out. I'm just, putting that out there. But they're arguing once you went past that next opportunity to put them on the Board of Elections in Fulton County with a court order, you're in contempt. That's what they're arguing. So, the defendants held a regular meeting on Wednesday, August 6th, where Commissioner Bridget Thorne added discussion of the appointment of the plaintiffs' Board of Election nominees. However, defendants discussed the item in executive session and ultimately refused to comply with the order and refused to appoint the nominee despite knowledge of the court's writ of mandamus and despite the court had not stayed enforcement. So, when it says state enforcement, what they're saying is when it came out on August 4th, Fulton County didn't go in and get a stay, meaning hold this right here. Hold it. Freeze this court order. Freeze it in place. Get a stay. Freeze it in place. Because we are going to respond legally. And they didn't. So their argument, the Fulton County Republican Party's argument is you didn't get a stay. There was no judge said, okay, well, I'm going to put a freeze on the court order pending you legally are moving forward. Nothing happened. That's what they're saying. You didn't get a stay. Then when they put it on the agenda, the meeting came and went. They're claiming you are now in contempt of court. You didn't follow a court order. And they want a hearing on that. Now, they went in executive committee, and obviously Fulton County has their game plan. So here you go. Give me number 71. This is our close of the day. On Friday, the 15th, this Friday, so you know, in Superior Court of Fulton County, state of Georgia, Fulton County Republican Party is the plaintiff. Fulton County Board of Commissioners order setting hearing on contempt petition. The court sets the plaintiff's petition for a hearing on its contempt petition August 15, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. in the courtroom. So at Judge David Emerson, Superior Court Judge of Fulton County, at 1:30 Friday in courtroom 1D at Fulton County, there will be a hearing on the contempt of court of Fulton County. So that's Friday. Today's Monday. They moved right past it. Didn't even care. I don't know what's up Fulton County Commissioner's sleeve, but meeting came and went, didn't put them on there, and they're not on there today. So we will see Friday if a judge says, hey, Fulton County, you're in contempt of court. You had an order. Republican Party of Fulton County saying, date or no date, you had a court order, so the next available opportunity to abide by the court order, you were supposed to. Fulton County says there's no date and time on that. I mean, we didn't know we had to put it on the agenda immediately. Friday will be interesting. Stay tuned. We do have a win, but we haven't won the World Series yet. All right, I'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. You're always able to contact me. Any of the stories we're working on, if you've got some backstory information, contact me. Love to know about it. If you've got some comments, contact me. Whatever. I'll see you 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. I was going to talk about the blue hippie, but I'm going to save that one for tomorrow. Take us out of here, Diane.